Hello Formula 1 and Indycar fans! Welcome back to Formula Pun Racer, who's here to give you the sequel to the previous video, which I posted in memory of Carlos Reutemann. I was going to do it earlier, but I just kept running into some things that kept me busy, but I am back to give you my review on the Austrian Grand Prix and the IndyCar race at Mid-Ohio, which were both held on July 4th on Independence Day. Let freedom ring. God bless America. So we'll start with the F1 race, where the hills were alive in Austria with the sound of Formula 1 racing. When the lights went out at the start of the race, Red Bull's Max Verstappen started on pole and basically never looked back. But only a few corners in on the first lap, the first retirement began with Esteban Ocon of France in the Alpine Renault after a slight tangle with Antonio Giovinazzi's Alfa Romeo. Mon Dieu, Monsieur Ocon. I am sorry you had such tough luck at the Austrian GP. I'm even more sorry if your fellow countryman Rene Arnoux was watching this and broke his heart, because July 4th, the day of the race, is also his birthday. Former F1 racer who's won 7 races in his career. Well, happy belated birthday, Rene, if you're watching this, now that I mentioned him and Ocon. Combined with the fact that it's also the birthday of, well, not only him in America, but Prince Michael of Kent, first cousin to Queen Elizabeth II of England. But that's another story. To get back to the racing, Prince Michael of Kent's fellow countryman, Lando Norris of McLaren, he may have started second, but he still managed to finish third despite enduring a 5-second penalty for forcing Sergio Perez off course. And who would finish second between Verstappen and Norris? I'll get to that in a moment. But to get more interesting facts about the charging Mexican Red Bull driver is that he endured a 10-second penalty for forcing Leclerc's Ferrari off course twice during the race. You can imagine Ferrari was not happy about this. And with Sainz finishing 6th and his Ferrari teammate Leclerc finishing 8th, it's a shame that the Ferrari charge once again got glued. And despite the penalties endured, the Mexican Perez still managed to finish 5th. Surprisingly enough, if you're thinking Lewis Hamilton finished 2nd, wrong, no. It turns out Lewis Hamiltoned it up by going over the big curbs, caused a little aerodynamic damage that affected his momentum, and he finished 4th. So that's the top 6 for you of who won. Max Verstappen continues to pull away and lead the championship over Lewis Hamilton. Who would have thought Valtteri Bottas of Finland, Hamilton's teammate, finished 2nd? At this point, Mercedes is debating, are they going to keep Valtteri Bottas to be Hamilton's teammate? Or could George Russell, who drives for Williams at this time, take over and have an all-British team in the Mercedes camp? We'll see in due time. For the moment, Lewis Hamilton has renewed his Mercedes contract to 2023. Well, let's see if Red Bull can win one and turn that bull into a delicious filet mignon feast when the season's over. I may have said that the Ferraris of Leclerc and Sainz finished 8th and 6th respectively, so who split the two? The in-betweener finisher was Daniel Ricciardo of Australia driving for McLaren Mercedes. The final lap may have been untouched and flawlessly driven by Max Verstappen of Red Bull, but with half a track away from the finish line, it was quite a big scuffle between Aston Martin's Sebastian Vettel and Alfa Romeo driver Kimi Räikkönen, both of whom were once Ferrari teammates. And they had quite the fight when the Iceman's icy edge kind of melted away by idiotically pitting himself right into Seb's Aston Martin. I can imagine how fiery mad the German was at having his good run finished off. Pretty unfortunate for Sebastian Vettel's Aston Martin ending up in the gravel trap with Raikkonen's Alfa Romeo. And as for his teammate Lance Stroll, well, the second Aston Martin finished 12th. So if you're a British fan who was cheering on Aston Martin, I'm sorry that it ended up this way. I'm also a fan of Aston Martin. I just hope that if Prince Michael of Kent was watching on his birthday, I just hope his heart wasn't broken about this. If so, I'm sorry about this, Your Majesty. I wish them luck in the next round at Silverstone. Oh, and happy belated birthday from the United States of America. I hope you had a great day on your birthday, Your Majesty, if you're watching this. But anyway, now to get on with... Oh wait, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about regarding Aston Martin. Even though their paint job is green, a lot of people have been saying that it seems to blend in with the Mercedes on TV, and it doesn't really pop paint-wise. Some people have been saying that it should be painted pink like as it was when it was the Racing Point team last year with the BWT sponsorship, which their colors are pink. And even though Aston Martin is traditionally green, I can understand that it doesn't really show off well until you get close up to it. And if you want my opinion, I say that I don't mind a pink-colored Aston Martin, because if it means sponsorship and advertising exposure for BWT sponsorship, well, bring it on. And if it makes it easier for TV viewers to spot compared to the Mercedes, because the Works Mercedes team and the Aston Martin cars look quite similar from a distance, like when the sun glares off the cars, but when you get close up, only then you can tell which is which, especially because they have similar designs. So Aston Martin, if you're watching this, my opinion is please paint it pink, at least for this year, or like work on it so to make it a little more noticeable on TV, because in the flesh I've heard that the paint job does stand out, but not so much on TV. So please do so. And if it means better results down the line, especially on home soil for the next round in Silverstone, I hope it works out. So, good luck in the next round, Aston Martin.
No problem.
Well, once again, Sebastian Vettel, I'm sorry for the unfortunate results you had in Austria, especially during your birthday weekend. For those who don't know, Sebastian Vettel's birthday is July 3, so I say, just like Rene Arnoux, Prince Michael of Kent, and America, happy belated birthday, Sebastian Vettel. I wish you luck in Britain along with your fellow teammate, Lance Stroll. Your chance to shine. Now on to the Indycar news for the race at Mid-Ohio on July 4th, where it was an all-American front row. Penske's Joseph Newgarden started on pole, and Andretti Autosport driver Colton Herta started second. But from the very beginning, they really took off like rockets, but only a few corners in the first lap, and unfortunately Herta's two teammates, James Hinchcliffe and Ryan Hunter-Reay, tangled, bringing out the yellow. Since they say yellows breed yellows, that was definitely true when the green flag restarted the race on lap 4. Will Power of Penske, trying to go around Scott Dixon of Ganassi up the corner, lost control and spun out. Trying to do a donut to get back on course, created a lot of smoke in the process. All the cars behind him just couldn't see going up the corner, and Dale Coyne entry Ed Jones got the worst of it. Ran slap into Will Power, and those cars were just a write-off from here on, and not a good day, and a bad side of the coin for Dale, and Will, I'm sure, was hopping mad like a kangaroo. Colton Herta's chances of catching Joseph Newgarden for the win came undone on lap 31 when he had to pit for fuel and tires, but his fuel hose got stuck and they couldn't get it unfastened for at least 15 seconds, and that was pretty costly. So Colton finished 13th, and I'm sure that had to hurt a lot. Former Indy Lights racer Ryan Norman made his debut IndyCar race in this Mid-Ohio race, driving for Dale Coyne Racing and finishing 20th.
Where's Marcus?
Marcus Ericsson put on a fighting charge to finish second in the race. His Ganassi teammates Alex Palou of Spain and Scott Dixon finished 3rd and 4th respectively, and Alexander Rossi of Andretti Autosport finished 5th. As for Ryan Hunter-Reay and James Hinchcliffe, their futures at Andretti Autosport may be in doubt for the future. Their contracts end at the season, while Colton Herta and Alexander Rossi are set to stay with the team next year. What is Hunter-Reay and James Hinchcliffe's plans for the future? That's still in the air at this time. But as for Joseph Newgarden taking his first win of the season, as well as the first win for his team, Penske, it just goes to show one thing with the dominant performance he put on in Mid-Ohio. The Penske is mightier than the sword, but if you're no fan of Penske, which I am on either, we can say the team creamed the competition once again. As it stands, Alex Palou of Spain of Chip Ganassi Racing still leads the IndyCar title ahead of Patricio Ward of Mexico of McLaren Schmidt Peterson. Honda still leads the engine manufacturer's title over Chevy. Right now, the next IndyCar round is August 8th. The debut race in the streets of Nashville, Tennessee. They call the Music Grand Prix. And this should be exciting for all the drivers, especially for Joseph Newgarden, as he's a Nashville native. With him just hot off his latest win at Mid-Ohio, he is expected to really entertain the crowds in his own backyard. Can he do it? Or will someone else beat him? That is yet to be decided. We will find out who wins the Music Grand Prix and how the cars take to the streets of Nashville for the very first time. In F1, Max Verstappen and its team Red Bull Honda still leads the driver and constructors title, respectively. Their next round, July 18th, at Silverstone Circuit in England. Can Max Verstappen maintain his Flying Dutchman form and pull further away from Lewis Hamilton? Or will the Silver Arrows Mercedes driver, Lewis Hamilton, take another dominant win like he did in the last few races in a row at Silverstone? Or could the team of Aston Martin impress, turn some heads, and maybe have a few eyes pop out at a potential for a good performance on the podium, if not win? Oh yes, in my opinion, Aston Martin winning on home soil compared to Hamilton would be more of an eye-catcher for me. Well, let's find out what happens. So in conclusion, I once again say, like my last video, salute Carlos Reutemann, we will miss you. And happy belated birthday to Sebastian Vettel, Rene Arnoux, Prince Michael of Kent, and America. Thanks for watching my videos. Please like and subscribe if you like watching my videos. Share with your friends and get them to subscribe and comment and whatnot. I read all your comments. I'm always happy to answer any of your questions you have to say about my videos. And until next time, I'm Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders.